What up, scrapyard? Hope you guys are doing good today. For today's video, I wanted to give you guys an informational video on how to play ranked in Season 13 with the new ranked updates. Without further ado, let's get it. Bam ba bam 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 ba bam 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 ba 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 bam bam ba bam bam. So I'm sure you've played ranked by now, and I'm sure you've realized how difficult this rank split is with the new updates. Pretty much why this rank split is more difficult than others is because of the high entry cost of each rank. Apex decided to increase the entry cost for each rank about 20 to 25 RP depending on the rank that you're in. That change alone right there forces players to play more conservatively. At least you should. They did remove the kill cap so you can get as many kills as you want and get rewarded for them, but Apex has implemented an overwhelming emphasis on placement. So for those that didn't know, this is why this rank system is challenging, but not impossible. Even for those that have a job, or they go to school, or they have a wife. I don't mean to sound like I'm making fun of y'all, but that mindset is contrary to the growth mindset that you should have coming into the season. Yes, it is harder, but you should never shy away from a challenge, especially if it matters to you. I think we all grind this game endlessly because our growth in this game matters. And this is what this season will bring you. You must learn how to play smart. You must learn how to pick and choose certain fights. Essentially the tips that I've been giving you guys beforehand, except you didn't necessarily need to listen to them with the previous rank system. Now you do. That is if you want to progress through the rank ladder. That was just my little motivational speech I wanted to give you guys. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Because entry costs are so damn high, you want to minimize the engagements that you get into, especially earlier on in the game. Because until about top 10, your kills in the beginning of the game mean almost nothing. And that's intentional. That's how they've devised the system so that they emphasize your placement over just running and aping everything stupidly. So right now what I've done to hit Apex Predator already is try and fight a team off rip. Maybe 50-50 the team that's landing with you, get that KP sometime within the first ring or the beginning of the second ring, and just rotate the rest of the game. Your placement means everything in the system, and that's what you should be aiming for. You have to be patient, and even if you can't get any KP off rip like I mentioned, that's alright, just continue rotating. You're going to want to have to make it to endgame, and it's at that point, if you don't have any KP yet, that's where you'll get the KP that you need. But the most ideal situation is to get that early KP so you don't have to worry about many things, and then rotate, and set yourself up in a good endgame position. It also helps to get familiar with the zone endings. I pretty much know every single ending in World's Edge and about probably 85% on Stormpoint. There's nothing that I can do to teach you guys that, except just pay attention when you're playing the game and you see a certain zone ending, take a mental picture of it, so that next time you come across it, you'll know where that circle ends, and you'll be able to place yourself in the best position possible within that circle as early as possible. And you're able to know that by having a recon character that can scan beacons to tell you where that circle is going to close earlier than other people. And this is why I love this season so much as a coach. And that's because I'm a very cerebral player. And there's a lot of coaching opportunities to be had within this new season. Because most people don't think when they play. Now you must think in order to gain consistent RP. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys do. I can briefly go over how I rotate to give you guys an idea on how you should rotate. Doesn't matter where the circle goes. I land where I land, we craft our 301s, and then we hit the beacon. From there, if we didn't have anybody 50-50 us at the POI that we landed at, we're going to rotate on the edge of the first ring and try to pick a fight with someone. And if we can, good, and if we can't, whatever. We continue on. As we maneuver throughout the map to get to a position for endgame, wherever the circle goes, we might try to pull up on a third party if we hear something. But if we can't, no sweat, let's keep rotating. This video that you guys are watching right now is the video of when I hit Apex Pred this season. It's not a glamorous win at all. We were very patient, and that patience paid off in the end. That's how a lot of these games are going to have to go now. I will share a strategy that helps when it comes to third ring. Again, me and the teammates that I play with have a lot of zone knowledge on where the ending circles end. So with that in mind, we're able to play a certain position within that third ring, which is usually on the edge, depending where that fourth or fifth ring goes. And from there, we're going to gatekeep any team that pushes into our area and force them another way. Because if we have that section to ourselves on the edge of third ring, when third ring closes, nobody can flank us at that point. Because you'll have to take zone damage in order to push this area. And obviously third ring just does too much damage for you to get pushed from storm side. And what this does allows us to freely rotate into the fourth and fifth ring circles. And if we could prevent anybody from pushing our area after that fact, we essentially force everybody to fight each other, and that helps us a lot for the end game. And that's kind of what we did in the video in front of you. Notice how we had the whole backside to ourselves, and so we didn't have to worry about anybody flanking us at that point, only worry about the enemies that are in front of us. You see how there's many things that you have to think about with this new rank system. I hope you guys are paying attention. This video is for those that want to improve. Pretty much I just want you guys to be more conscious of the plays that you make and the fights that you take. I hit Apex Pred already this season while taking 4.5 days off this season. I play in the way that I've always been playing, smart. There are pro players that are struggling just as hard as you guys because they can't detach themselves from just aping and pushing everything like they used to do in the past 10 ranked seasons. Pick and choose smart fights, understand the consequences associated with them, and get good with early rotating. I want to give you guys a little more motivation to show you guys that it's not that difficult if you just play correctly. The players that I'm playing with are extremely good players, don't get me wrong, and we're all very smart. But I'm not playing with pro players. I'm not playing with Imperial, Howl, or Energy Sweet, etc., etc. And we're continuously going up against pro players like that, of that scale. We're currently fighting the best of the best right now, and we're all already Apex Pred. It's challenging, but it's not as time consuming as you guys think. Now with you guys in Platinum, Gold, or Silver, you guys aren't fighting pro players every game. You guys are fighting people that are struggling just as hard as you are. So tell me again that you can't reach the rank that you want because it's too hard. Life's hard. I'm just kidding, but seriously, there are ways to overcome the system without being the best of the best. And all you have to do is listen to my tips. I hope you guys learned something. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys next time. Bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, 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 bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, 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 bam,